right, today we are going to be talking about database efficiency. So this is not your normal database class. We will be talking about all the pro tips you didn't know you needed and how it just can make your life so much easier. We're not going to be talking about like how to build your database or how to talk to them, just literally how to use it to save you time in the long run. So if that is what you're looking for, you are in the right spot. We'll be working out a command today. And I am Amy Stack. I am the regional tech trainer for the Mid-American region. So if you're unfamiliar with what that layout is, it's all of Illinois, a little bit of southern Wisconsin, and about half of Indiana. So those are the market centers that I go visit throughout the year. I've been with KW for 9 years and in real estate for about 14. I myself am a realtor, an investor, and a labs advisor. So the labs advisor is actually a volunteer position with KW, where I get to beta test some of the products before they launch and go into kind of just general availability for all of you. If that's something that you think would be fun and you'd like to do and you'd like to get your hands on the technology before it comes out, let me know. I'd be happy to give you an application for that. It's cool because, like I said, we get to test it and give feedback before it rolls out to everybody. And then I am a wife, a dog mom, and an auntie as well. So that's a little bit about me. So you got a few more people coming in the room. You guys are more than welcome to come on camera. A little bit later, we'll be doing more like workshop style. So if you have two screens available to you, that would be ideal if you want to follow along, because you'll be able to have the Zoom on one screen and then your command account on the other and do the same thing that we're doing in class. So, hey, Sean, thanks for coming on camera. I don't like talking to black boxes all the time. It's nice to see a real face. All right. Oh, Lisa's coming in. I see a few more people coming in. So we're going to just kind of get going with a little bit of an intro of what we're going over today. My goal for you today, our objective, is to be able to master the mechanics of your database to help find any contacts and complete your daily tasks in less time than you are already doing. You should be able to leave this workshop today with SmartViews in place, ready to go to make your life easier moving forward. So like I said, if you have the two screens available, I highly recommend doing that. Even if maybe you're watching on one device and have command pulled up on another, that would work. Or if you have two monitor situation going on, that's what I have, one computer, two monitors. That would be the best way to get the most out of today's class. So my question for you, and this is the part where you guys can come off mute, you can put stuff in the chat, but I want to know who it is that you look for when you go in your database. I put some examples in here, but I want to know who you're looking for constantly, because I can show you how to do custom views for your business. So go ahead and let me know, what lists of people are you constantly trying to find? You're filtering for different things, or you're just scrolling through the list, and maybe you have like hundreds of contacts and you're picking them out one at a time. What types of people are you looking for when you're doing stuff like that? Let me know. And it's okay if these examples are those people. Go ahead and let me know that as well. Nobody goes to their database. Looks like Sean's typing. Top 10%. What does that mean to you, Sean?
My top 150, 175 folks.
And what makes them top for you?
I segment. So, I have lists of 1 through 5. And again, it's like inner circle, next circle out.
Okay.
And then regardless of kind of who, within that, then there's different tags and segmentation, right? So buyers,
Perfect.
family, connections this way, connections that way, but usually it's the top, like my top 200.
Okay, great. So that could be maybe like VIP, somebody might call that like another person. Yeah, okay, great. I think that when you are coming up with these names, thank you for sharing that, Sean, that it's important to know, especially if you are on a team, exactly what these different things mean. The reason why I said especially for a team is you want to make sure that everybody on the team thinks the same thing when they see that name of that type of group of people. But Sean hit the nail on the head when he said that he segments his database because you might communicate with people in different ways. And you don't necessarily want to weed through. He said he has, hundreds of contacts. You don't want to have to manually scroll through all of your contacts and pull out of your brain who those people are every time you want to reach out to them. So we can use some of these tools that we'll talk about today, including tags, to help more quickly be able to pull them up. So VIPs are definitely one of the things that could be used for a tag. The DTD2, this is another class I teach. It's called Do the Database 2. So if you follow that system, you can make smart views in your command contacts to easily filter those people so you know who to reach out to and when. I've seen a lot of people do smart views for their clients that are missing information. So maybe they spend one day a week reaching out to people just to make sure that they have all their contact information, or just want to see who they might have a missing email for or are missing a phone number for, etc. So I can show you guys how you can quickly pull that up so that you can work on like a cleanup project if that's something that you are doing at a slower time of the year for you. I see a lot of people segment their database and filter out their allied partners or vendors and other agents. Some people don't like putting agents into command because they feel like, well, why would I communicate with them through command? Other people want to keep them in there, but they don't want it commingled with their client database, which is completely understandable. So you can tag those people as agents, and then if you are working on building your downline and you want to invite people to join Keller Williams, you could have them easily tagged in there. If you're doing an event that's networking related to build referral business and you have your agents in command, you can have them tagged as agents. There's lots of different reasons you might want to use that tag. So I just wanted to make sure to touch base on that because I know a lot of people are like, why would I have agents in there? So there's a couple of reasons for you. Some people have asked me about new contacts or recently active contacts, so I can show you that as well. And there are actually some smart views in command that are already set up for you, like birthday smart views. Who has a birthday coming up? Now that smart view is only going to be as good as the data that you have in command. If you don't have somebody's birthday in there, command won't be able to tell you that somebody's birthday is coming up, right? That makes sense to everybody? See a thumbs up? All right, perfect. So like I said, you guys are on the call. So if there is another group that has come up in your mind while we're going through these exercises and you're not sure how to filter to find them, let me know. We can walk through that together today. So I have a little pro tip for you. If you have a phone handy, you can scan this QR code if you would like to save this example here. So these are just different ways that I've seen people use tags in their database. And just like Sean had mentioned, tags really help you segment that database to be able to quickly pull different groups of people up. And there's lots of different reasons you might want to use them. I just wanted to have this on here. It ties in really nicely to this conversation we're having today. So I wanted to leave that resource up here for you. And I think I talked long enough that everybody who wanted to scan hopefully was able to. If you need me to go back, just let me know. All right. These next couple of QR codes, I'm actually going to put the links in the chat for you as well, and we can come back to this after we do the demo too. These are the things that we'll be going over today. And I just wanted to make sure that if you wanted to revisit this later, that you had these resources available for you so that you can pull them up at any given time. They both go to what's called an answers article. So there's a website that's called answers.kw.com. And these links go to that website. I'll show you what that looks like. And it shows you step-by-step directions, including screenshots of how you can achieve these different tasks in command. I'm going to go ahead and put that link in here, which was that first one, was how to make a smart plan, or smart view, excuse me. We'll put that right in there. And then our second one is advanced filters. So we're going to talk about advanced filters today as well. And there's a little reference guide for you that you can come back to when you need it. Okay, so this is just a little bit of an overview of what we're going to do live in Command today. First, we're going to review what some of your sorting capabilities are using those filters, including advanced filters. I'm going to show you how you can customize your columns. So the order of which things appear in Command is customizable. So you can choose what content you want to show up and the order of it. You can actually alphabetize, which a lot of people don't realize, and then where you can see these views we'll talk about as well. We'll actually build some smart views together so you guys can follow along for that part. And then we'll review, once they're built, how do I find them? How do I access them and use them in the future? Does that sound good? Everybody on the same page? See head nods? Okay. Let me get out of my little presentation here. And I am inside Command. So this is the part where if you want to follow along and create some of your own smart views, we are in the right spot for that now. I'm going to pull up my list here so we can refer back to this as well. So the first thing I want to do is go into contacts. So that's that second applet here in Command. And mine is actually set up to a default view. You can see it says Smart View right here, and it says Demo. So I have a whole bunch of contacts in here that are fake or tests. And I can see all of them on this screen that is my demo screen. This little dropdown is where you'll be able to find all of your smart views on your computer. When you create a smart view, it also becomes available on the Command mobile app. You can't create them in the app. However, if you create it on your desktop, it will be available to apply on the phone, which is super handy. Because I don't know about you, but I know that when I'm working in the real estate agent capacity, half the time I'm not in front of a computer. I'm on the go, right? I'm working from my phone. So I like to be able to pull up these smart views, whether I'm on the computer or the phone. So what is a smart view? It is a way to pick and choose who you want to show up. And that could be just a list of names. It can also be what information shows up next to them. In this case, I have the name of the person. That is always going to be the most left-hand side of the column. And I have them organized alphabetically by first name. Then I have, do they have any recent activity? Have they been on my website? Have they been using the app that I've provided to them? That would show right here if they did have recent activity, what tags are applied to them, when I reached out to them, when I updated something on their contact card, etc. So if you are wanting to change what's on this screen, what information are we seeing for these people? The first thing you can do is come all the way to the top right corner. It kind of looks like three little sliders or columns. I can click on that and I can see all the options I have that I could turn on for a contact view. I can also turn them off. So if I don't care about recently active anymore, I can turn that off and you can see that column went away and now we have tags as the first column. If I'm on a team and I want to see who is assigned to that contact, that's what this assignee button is. We talked about birthdays earlier. Let's go ahead and add the birthday column. You can see that added all the way at the end. Right, so there's just a lot of different options in here. So you can turn on and off any of them that you want. And as they add to your screen here, there's this gray bar across the top. It's kind of like your header row that you would see in a spreadsheet. And as I hover over these different options, I can drag and drop. There's kind of like 6 little dots, like a little Velcro button. I can drag and drop that column where I want it to go. So maybe I want their birthday, to be further over. I don't know why it's only moving one at a time, but that's okay. Mine's doing something funky. It should just drop right in place here, right in between those. For some reason, those first ones don't want to move. Usually they all move, but we'll refresh my screen. And we will see that when I refresh, because I didn't save anything, it goes back to that original view that I had up. So if you don't want to have to continually come in here and choose, okay, I do want to add birthday, I do want to add home anniversary, and I want to switch the row or how they appear in here. Once you have your SmartView, your screen set up how you want it to be, we can actually either hit Save Changes, and that will apply on top of the view you're already on, or you can hit this drop down that says SmartViews, and you can hit Create a SmartView, and that would make a new one. And you would just name it whatever you would like. And then if you want that to be your default view, meaning every time you come to contacts, that is the view that shows up, you would select this little checkbox here and hit save, and that would lock it in as your default. So far, that's only one thing that I showed you is how you can customize those columns. I'll go ahead and turn those guys off.
Hey, Amy.
And yeah.
Sorry, real quick, when I
Mhm.
did the birthday toggle and home anniversary toggle on,
Mhm.
I didn't have a save changes button. I don't have that.
So you may not, I'm in a custom SmartView already. So if you're not in one that's custom, it might not prompt you to save changes to it. You might need to just come in and hit that create view.
Oh, yeah, it does say create next to that, but then I can't hit create smart view, but it does say create, like yours says save changes, mine says create.
I'm already in a SmartView that was created. I'm not in like a default one for the system. So that might be why it's saying save versus create right there, because I'm already
Okay.
in one that's created.
Okay, and
So like
what would we name it typically?
whatever you want. So whoever you're normally looking for, if this is just your general one, just like you can see, I have one that's just all contacts.
Oh, okay.
If that's your just what you want everything to look like, you can see I have a lot of test ones in here too. So actually, while I'm in here, I wanted to show you this anyways. Anytime you create a smart view, it will be available in this drop down here. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see some that have this like blue KW in the front of it. Those are ones that KW has already created for you. So you don't have to recreate something to find your upcoming birthdays.
Okay,
So
yeah, I'm
the
still having issues. I don't know because I put in all contacts and then I hit set as default and then it said there was an error saving this smart view. Please try again.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you just want to try again. You maybe need to log out and log in. I'm not sure if you've cleared your cookies recently. There's a lot of different things that could cause little
Okay,
errors
okay.
like that.
All
Yeah.
right, sorry. Thank you.
No, you're okay. All right. So, like I said, there's a lot of options in here. I can look for recently active. That is already a smart view that is created for you. So you can see I have that recently active column here. And this is me. I'm going to go ahead and click that contact and show you what that means. So now that I'm in this contact part, it said that I was recently active, and I can see right here that today, this morning, I was looking at properties, and I can see exactly what listing was clicked on. And if there was, a collection looked at. So I look at properties all the time. Can you tell? So there's all the stuff I've been looking at in the past week or so. So this is what that recently active is pulling from. So if they're doing stuff on your website or your app, it would show up there. If they maybe opened an email or something from you, like I bet that's what Shelly did. She got my curb appeal email. What date was her thing? I didn't check the date. March 7th. So let's see. This would also show active. Maybe they opted out of something. That would be an activity too. Oh, I did that. I ended that smart plan. So here's March 7th. So she was looking at some neighborhoods on March 7th. So I can see easily who's done stuff recently and just click on the contact and find out what it was. So feel free to play around with those different smart views that are already created for you. Everything that doesn't have that KW in it are ones that I've created. You can see a lot of mine are tests I've done for classes, but they'll all be listed here. Here's one I've already made for the DTD2. So if you follow that system, I actually use a feature here at the top of name. This is how you can organize your contacts alphabetically, and you can do A to Z or Z to A, and you can do by first name or last name. So if I select that button here, I can just choose which of those 4 options I want. And you can see for DTD2, I have it going from last name A through Z, because with that program, you call people based on the first letter of their last name. So I wanted it to be on their last name, and then I just wanted it to be in alphabetical order. So that's how you can do first and last name alphabetically. And we talked about customizing your columns. The other option you have is filters. I'm going to go ahead and click that filters button. Let me actually go back a screen really quick. We're going to go back to, where's my demo screen? There it is. We're going to go into filters. And right now we are just in the regular filter mode. I'm going to close all of these so you can see all of our options here. These are all the things you have access to filter by. So these are different things that are pulling from that contact card. And you actually have an advanced option as well. So on this screen, basic filters, anything we filter for, it's looking for all of those things. So in this case, I have, if you noticed, I have one filter applied, and that's actually my tags right here. So if I come to tags, you can see contact type is listed as any, site connection any, but right here, tags is listed as fake. So if I come into tags and list fake, and then I also have this test one, I can apply both of those tags. In this section, as I add tags, it will look for any contact that has that tag on it. It doesn't have to have all of the tags I list. So let me also add, do you see at the bottom, it says I have 30 contacts showing? Do you see that? I am going to also have a tag that is Amy database. If I apply that tag, I now have 552 contacts. However, if I go to my tags and remove fake and test, it's going to be about 30 less, 517 contacts, because it removed everybody that had those other tags that we applied. Now, what if I want only people that have multiple tags applied? Like, I don't want them if they only have Amy database. I want them if they have both Amy database and fake. So we're gonna open Miss Angela Martin here because I don't actually have anybody with tags like that right now. So I'm going to add Amy database to her. She should be the only one that will have fake and Amy database as soon as I save this. Okay. So what if I want to look for people that have both tags, not either, but both of them? That's where I want to go into filters, and I'm going to go up to the top right and hit advanced. We can do all sorts of things in here. This is the question I get most often is I want people that have both tags. I want people that don't have a tag. You can do all of that type of searching in advanced filters here. So the first option is where, and this is what are we looking at that we're filtering for? And we are looking at tags. So that was perfect. I didn't have to change that. And then I can say includes any, all, excludes any, all, is empty, is not empty. In this case, if I want them to have both of those tags and I only want contacts that have both of them, I want includes all, which means they have the one contact has both of these tags applied. I'm going to go ahead and hit apply. Oh, did I leave something incomplete? I'll try that again. Maybe it didn't register one of my clicks. We'll take this off. I'm going to just start from scratch here. So tags includes all. We want it to include fake and Amy database. And apply. There we go. So now it's thinking, and look, there's only one person that had both of those tags. So I didn't have to hunt through every single contact to try to find the ones that I wanted. I just applied those filters and then it went ahead and found that for me. Now, if I had a lot of people that had both of those tags and I wanted to save that view, I could now either save my current view or I could come in and hit create a new smart view and name it whatever made sense for that group of people that I was looking for. I'm gonna go back into advanced filters. Once you're in advanced, when you hit that filters button, it'll take you back to advanced automatically. You do have this option here that will take you back to your basic filter mode. So when you're in basic filters, advanced is at the top right. One of the things that people ask me about a lot is, how do I find contacts that are missing information? I want to know who I don't have an email for. I want to know who's missing a phone number. So I can come here and I can look for email. So I'm looking at their primary email field. And I do have the option to starts with or does not start with if I want to put specific terms in there for the email. But I use these ones much more frequently, is empty or is not empty. So give me a list of all the people that I have that do not have an email. So the email field is empty. I don't have to use this third option here. I can just hit apply. And of my people in my demo list, or my test list here, oh, I took out the tags too. So I have 412 people in my database that I do not have an email for. And it just pulled that up super quick for me. So I could make a SmartView that says missing email. I'm going to save that. And when I go in and let's see, we're going to add a fake email here and hopefully it'll take it. Okay, so I'm adding a fake email to this contact name. See how it says lab at the end? Well, let me save. It did let me save it. So we're going to go back to contacts. Notice I'm still in the missing email view. Let's see what other filters I have on. I want to take off the test filter. Oops. Okay, and I'm going to look for, I know that it said lab at the end. Notice that that Christina one didn't come up. I'm in the SmartView missing email, but I added the email to her. So she automatically falls out of that SmartView. You don't have to update it. You don't have to manually take them out. As soon as that email was populated into that contact, she didn't qualify for the missing email SmartView. But you can always come in here. I'm going to go back to demo and come back to that missing email view. And this will show you, see, now I'm down to 411 people. So it will clean that up for you as you clean up your contacts. You don't have to change the view, which is super handy. So you can do that for phone number, email, you know, whatever information you might be missing. You could do one smart plan or smart view that's looking at anything that's missing. You could do one, like maybe you want to focus on emails today, do a smart view that's just emails. And you can open the contact up and you can just arrow through each one to work on updating them. If you wanted to focus on phone numbers a different day, you could make a different smart view that's just phone numbers. And as you add stuff to those fields, they will fall out of the smart view because they don't qualify for that anymore. The email is no longer missing. So that's one I get a question about a lot. Another thing, let me go to all contacts. Notice when I go to all contacts, when I'm at the bottom of the screen, it says I have 1,326 contacts in command. Also, it says show 1 through 500 right here. Yours may not say that. Command is defaulted to show 1 through 10, which means I need to either arrow over or hit these pages to go see 10 contacts at a time. You can see I can't scroll past the 10. That also means I'm limited to how many people I can do a bulk action to. So I can click these 10 people, see how it says 10 items selected? And as soon as I click on these people, I do get bulk action options over on the right. But because I'm on a view of 10, I'm limited to send it to 10 people. So I could add them to a smart plan. I could add a tag to all 10 of them. I have more options. There's lots of things I can do in that bulk format, but I can only do it to 10 at a time right now. If I change my show here to show 500, if that is listed as show 1 through 500, when you save your smart view, you will be defaulted to a 500 contact view for that smart view. So even if you just want to apply that to your all contacts and you don't want to change anything else, that is my Number one thing that I tell people, they can switch that to 500 and they're like, oh my gosh, you just made my life so much easier. So I highly recommend switching that view to 500 for you.
That is me right now, Amy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The 10 was killing me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
Thank
It's
you.
very helpful. My pleasure. That's why I'm doing this. All the pro tips you didn't know you needed, right? So we talked about how to make it alphabetical, how to customize your columns, how to do your view here, and then we played around with the filters. So my question for you is, what types of people are you looking for that maybe you're not sure how to use those filters to find them or to create that smart view? Let's go back to our little sheet here. So we talked about VIPs. Most people will just use a tag for VIP. We talked about missing contact info. I showed you I have a DTD2 smart plan already. The active contacts is already a smart view set up for you. I keep saying smart plan. I'm sorry, this is SmartViews. But this recently active contacts is already a smart view for you. So what other things might you be looking for in relation to a contact to help identify them and quickly pull up a list of people? Remember, we have all kinds of filters we can look through. And we can even do filters. I showed you how to do a look for a tag that somebody has 2 tags applied to them. What if you don't care what tags are applied, but you want tags or want people that don't have a specific tag? Everybody except this tag. Do you ever run into that? So for that view, when you go into filters, we need to go to advanced. And we're going to look for tags. And I keep using tags as the example, but all of these, anytime you see the where, these options tend to be very similar and it will work the same way. So in this case, I'm looking for tags and I want excludes all. If any would be, they don't have any of the tags. Let me put a couple in here and then I'll explain it. It'll be easier with a visual. Okay. So in this case, I have 3 tags listed. I've chosen excludes any. That means that the contact it's looking for is missing at least one of these tags. If I choose excludes all, it means the contact does not have any of them. So any means it can have 2 of the 3. All means it will not have any of them. Let me know if you guys have questions about that. That's how you can look up people except a certain group. And you can do that with a lot of these. The birthday one, you can do by certain time frames. So I want, maybe I missed people this past month. We're on March 24th. So within the last 24 days. I don't know if I have anybody that would qualify for that, but we'll find out. Thinking. So look, here was somebody on March 16th. Oh, that's recently active. I'm looking at the wrong column. In their birthdays, I guess it would help if I had the birthday column up there, but I can see her birthday right here. So it was March 2nd. So that's why she showed up in that view. I can also, oops, I hit the wrong button. Go back to our filters. So that was past birthdays, right? I can say within the next 24 days, right? I can say who doesn't have a birthday in command and apply that. I have lots of people without birthdays. So almost 300 people qualified for that filter for me. Is this making anybody think how they want to pull something up in their database that they're not sure how to get the data to show? I'm happy to walk through that with you. If not, we'll just keep moving forward. We can also do multiple filters at the same time. So I'm going to go back to tag. I want people, oops, that was the wrong tag. With one of these tags. I also want them to show up if I don't have an email for them. So they must have this tag and their email is empty. Oops, I said is not. I want is empty. Okay, so there's 5 people that have one of those tags and I don't have an email for them. So that's a little different than just missing email, right? It's looking for a specific tag as well. I could do the opposite, where the email is not empty. That means they have that tag and I have the email for them. And there I have a list of 32 people that I can reach out to. Maybe add them on a smart plan. Maybe send them one bulk email. So that's an option too when I come in here. See, we have send text message. Right? We've got all these. We don't need to change account. That you'll only see change account if you're on a team. There's also this send email right here. So I could just send a bulk email to them right out of command. And here is, this is not for filtering your contacts, but it is a little pro tip. It's a newer feature. When you come into this email composer, there's this button down here that says signature. And you can create signatures. You can have multiple. You can see I have a few in here. But you can create a signature that will be remembered every time. So I don't have to manually add that in now. It's all in there for me. I can delete that. I can put a different signature in. Right? We've got lots of different options in here. So if you haven't set one up, it'll prompt you to create it. Once you do have it set up, you'll have this manage signatures button. And like this test one, I can just delete. That's not a real signature. So I can say bye. Oh, something went wrong. Please try again. Let's see if that works. Okay, so it doesn't want me to delete it right now, but that's not hurting anything that it's in there. I can also come in and I can edit them. Like we actually just moved. So I'll edit that. And maybe it'll save them. Save, well, it looks like it's having a moment, but you would just be able to come in and hit save or delete as you need. And then when you're creating them, you will still have all the same options. Let me see if I can make a new one. So add signature. Okay, so you would give it a name. Maybe if you can type. And you can use all of these formatting options here. So you can do different colors. You can do bold, italics. So I can change the color I want it to be. I can, if I know a specific code that I want to type in, I can do that here. I have this slider I can use. I can make it bold, italicize it, underline it. I do have the option, if I highlight it, I can put a link in there to somewhere. And then that's clickable. And then you can add emojis. You want to do something fun like that. And of course, you can change your fonts and sizes here. I don't know if it'll let me save since it didn't let me do. Oh, good. It let me save that one. So now I have another one on here. Class test. And you can apply these. I'm going to exit out of this. Like I said, you can apply this here. You can apply them in other places in command as well, but you just obviously have to have them created. So that's another little pro tip to save you time, because you can use these when you create smart plans. When you create email designs, you can create them. You can apply it here in the email composer, and it doesn't even have to be a bulk email. You can do it for, just sending to one person, and you'll have that available to you. So that's a way to just be more efficient too. So you're not constantly having to type all that information out. But that is the signature section. So unless somebody has any specific types of filtering they want to do, that shows you, kind of gives you the keys to the kingdoms there. So we have filters we can apply. Let me switch back to basic. So number one, we have filters, and you can do basic ones or advanced. You can also customize your columns by turning columns on and off, and by dragging and dropping them to reorder them. And we have, let me close out of this discard. We have the show feature down at the bottom here. So how many contacts do you want to see? And once you have all of those lined up for a view that you think you'll use a lot, you can create a smart view. So I think this is what Lori was talking about before. All contacts is like the default for command. So if you're on all contacts, it says create a smart view. Otherwise, if you're already on a smart view in one of these, that's where it gave me the option to update it. So if I wanted to create a fresh one, what was today? The 24th. That just made a new smart view. Oh, and we ran into something funky, but that's okay. And if I'm on a smart view already and you make changes, that's when you will see it. Doesn't want to let me move that. That's when you'll see the Save Changes button come up, and that will apply the changes to the smart view that you're on. Or if you don't actually want to save it on top of the one you're on and you were trying to create a new one, you'll click that drop down and you'll hit Create Smart View. Then if you want to clean up smart views, there's the Manage Smart View. You always have revert back to original, but I could delete this one that I just made by hitting the trash can. Yep, I would like to delete it. I don't remember what that one is, so I'm not going to delete that. Like this was a test one. Yep, let's delete it. There's another class right there. So that's how you can clean those up. These ones you won't be able to delete that are KW created. All right. But those are my pro tips for you on who to look for, how to kind of make your database work for you so you don't have to constantly be hunting through filters, especially if you're using the same ones over and over and over again. That smart view is going to become key for you. And then, like I said, all of those will be available through the Command mobile app as well. So if you're on the go and you want to quickly pull up your VIPs because you've got some downtime and you want to do some care calls and reach out and just check in on people, you can pull up your smart view in the Command mobile app of your VIPs and get a quick list of them. So I would love to hear from you guys. You can come off mute, you can put in the chat, but let's, whoops, I'll leave that. I'm going to ask you for some of your ahas today. I'll leave this feedback survey QR code up too. So let me know, like Lori shared that default to 500 was a big help for her. What's something that you think is going to help you with your business moving forward? Maybe to just save a little bit of time. What's something you learned today? Oh, I think we lost someone.
Amy, I have one question.
Sure.
So basically, I'm going to command. Can I like the search that the the all, then you can search by first name, last name. Can I make it a default setting? Like if I want all my contact go with the first name A B C D E F G, how to make it a default setting?
Yeah, as long as, so you get your screen set up however you want. So if that's part of it where you're choosing the order of the name, then you will be able to save your view. So when you came in, were you on all contacts when you did that? Okay, so you'll sort it how you want it. I'm going to change it so it's something different. And as soon as I make a change on that all contacts view, see how it says create here?
Oh, okay.
So I can hit create. And in this case, all I did was change it to sort alphabetically by first name in reverse alphabetical order. So maybe I would do like first name Z to A. If that's how you want it to be defaulted all the time, maybe just call it contact default. Okay. And then you'll select this button here that says save as default smart view. And I can go ahead and save that. Okay. And you will see when I leave, I'm going to go to my home screen. I'm going to come back to contacts. And look at my SmartView is now first name Z to A because I saved it as my default. If
Got
you
it.
accidentally saved the wrong one, or you just want to change what your default is, you can come into Manage SmartViews, and whichever one you select, you can go to the bottom and you can hit Apply New Default. So now I just put it back to my demo view as my default. So
Okay.
you can switch between different views to be your default, but the view itself didn't go away. See, in my dropdown, I still have first name Z to A, and I can always come back to that.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Great question. Anything else I can give you guys some clarity on? Otherwise, I'd love to hear what else you learned. Oh, I see some people put some stuff in the chat. Lori said, will this be, yes, it will be on my YouTube channel. It might take some time. So YouTube doesn't like showing contact information of people, which I understand. So our VA is going to have to blur out quite a bit of today's class, but we'll make sure that you can still see the column headers and all the buttons that are being clicked. I send out a weekly newsletter, so this class recording link will be in there, but if you follow me on YouTube, which let me give you one more QR code, here you go, then you'll get notified as soon as it's available. And then I see Jen said, I think the most important takeaway is that filters are only as good as the data. That's right. So yes, it's hard to use the filters if you don't have a lot of content in there, whether it's tags or the content in the system. Like we have that birthday SmartView that I can't really use if I don't have people's birthdays. So database health is key. I love that. Thanks, Jen. Okay, so this little QR code that I have pulled up takes you to the martechhub. What is that? That is a link that holds a whole bunch of resources for you of all kinds of different things I put together. It does have the link to my YouTube channel, and I'm going to escape this screen and just pull it up so you can see what it looks like, and then I'll go back. But this is the MAR Tech Hub, so the Mid-American Region Tech Hub. You can see there's a marketing kit right at the top here. You can see what classes are coming up. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. This will just take you to it. So if you don't want to subscribe and you just want to check it out, you can do that. Here's some of my favorite tech resources are on here. And then if you want to friend me on Facebook, this is, again, my YouTube link down here. So feel free to do that. You can scan this QR code, or like I said, I'll bring it back up on the screen, but that's what this Tech Hub is here. So that is the easiest way to get to my channel and to get updated resources and some of my favorite tips and tricks I put together for you.
Amy, how would we view that on desktop?
So like how do you just want the link? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah, let me do this for you. I'm just put the link in the chat.
Thank you.
Yeah. So on your computer, you guys can also just click the link there and you can save that. You can see I have it myself. I have it bookmarked. So if you're in Chrome, you'll see a little star up here. If you want to save that so it's easy for you to find all the time, you just click that little star and you can see mine is right here on my bookmarks bar. If you add a new star to something, it might ask you where you want it to go. And you can see my default right now is bookmarks bar, which is this bar right at the top. Or if you want additional folders, you have access to that too. So I have this all bookmarks on the far right. You can see I have more folders. I have lots of things bookmarked. So I kind of have them grouped together for different things. So my favorite ones that I use all the time, I put at the top there. That's all I got for you today. I'm going to put this back up. I'd love to hear your feedback. If you guys have a moment to scan that little survey, the class will be, there's a drop down of all the classes, and this is just database efficiency. So I'd love to hear if you learned anything, if you have suggestions, what else you'd like to see in a class like this. But yeah, that's my little feedback survey. Oh, Jen said thanks, you're welcome. Thank you guys for coming. Next month, we will have some new opportunities for classes. Some of us RTTs have gotten together to kind of do a shared calendar. So we're working on getting all those details together for you, but you'll have that. And I may be doing a class on an AI tool called Notebook LM that helps with your note taking, and kind of you can put data into it and it can make presentations for you, but it is now part of your Keller Williams package essentially. So keep an eye out for that. And like I said, if you go to that Martech Hub, you can always see when the new classes are and register for them and come see me again. Thanks for showing up, guys. I'll talk to you later.